Hello everyone, it's your girl. And have you guys watched the movie Wish? I know it's been a hot minute since it came out, right? I think it was released November last year? It's unimportant. Even if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard that it's Disney's 100th anniversary movie. And hey, that's cool. But people say it sucks. Critics, musicians, artists, and writers have come together to stand their ground and say, hey, do better, Disney. Like, please. And while I agree that the final product we got wasn't nearly as good as the pitch, because oh my god, the pitch was awesome, the concept art looks so much better, there were in fact a lot of factors that hindered this movie. Like the teeny tiny decision to make a corporate squeaky clean movie when you intended to have an actual villain. Like, how dense can one get? I mean, you need factors to give a villain if you want them to be unredeemable, Disney. What is wrong with you? I apologize. This is why I couldn't bring myself to talk about this movie sooner. I just get very, very annoyed. But I just could not speak about this movie. Because every time I open YouTube, there's at least something about the movie, and I start ranting about the movie to the person closest to me at the moment, which poor unfortunate soul, to be honest, but yeah. So here we are. I am talking about this to try to give myself closure. Today I'll be attempting to rewrite protagonist Asha and Star and villain King Magnifico along with a tiny pitch. But before I start losing my mind, for those who haven't, please consider subscribing if you want to support a small indie creator like me. I'm a comic artist, writer, and full-time video game enthusiast, so needless to say, I talk about those things a lot in here. So if you're interested in hearing more stuff about me, pretty please do consider subscribing, since really I'm just getting started and it's free. And it's a huge support to my career, so thank you very much. Either way, back to the video. So Wish is a movie that exists. Here's a brief summary. Wish follows the story of Asha. She's becoming the apprentice of Mage and King Magnifico. And while at first they do get along, Asha then asks the king to grant the wish of his grandfather, which the king does not do because the wish is, quote, too vague. Which I mean, it makes sense because the wish was to inspire youth. We all know that the intention was to be better, come on, it's a Disney movie. But King Magnifico and his tragic backstory, which is not important at all, do not agree, and he isn't willing to take any chances. So then Asha, after meeting with her family, spilling the tea, and arguing with everyone, goes to make a wish to the stars in a spot, which I honestly can't remember why it was important. It's been a while, okay? And what was her wish? I have no idea. That's the truly vague wish in my opinion. And then Star, the star, which is certainly a name, arrives to help Asha in the mission to free the wishes, because she thinks that if the king ain't granting them, they should give them back to their owners so that they can fulfill it themselves. Lots of questionably connected songs and hijinks ensue. That is the main skeleton of the movie as it is. There is like 10 quadrillion of Disney references sprinkled in, and they're trying to make an MCU and make all the movies connected, with Asha becoming the fairy godmother who suspiciously changed skin tone, and Magnifico becoming the Snow White's evil queen mirror. Yada yada, it's not important. I am not going to address every problem this story has, because I don't want to edit a 3-hour video. But I do want to rewrite Asha, Star, and the King, because the rest of the characters do not matter. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool that there's 7 friends like the 7 dwarfs from Snow White, but they do nothing. And the queen, on the pitch, she was supposed to be a villain too, and that would have been very cool. But in here, I'm trying to stick to what we got and make it better, okay? I'll make some changes, and I'll take one element from the pitch, which is Starboy. Because I legitimately don't think the star we got is salvageable as a character as it is. Because it's not a character, it's just merchandise. With that in mind, let me start off with Asha, who is the one I have the most problems with. First off, I want to make her more serious and less quirky. That archetype has just grown old at this point, and having a more balanced cast with Starboy being the goofy one and Asha being his foil just makes more sense. Now, I am 99% sure that the reason they took out Starboy is because of the romantic aspect of their relationship. And while I do enjoy it, I am not going to include it in this speech, because I know that the mouse wouldn't include it anymore. So let's just say that it's heavily implied, at least, which is such a bummer, but yeah. In this speech, Asha has been the king's apprentice for a while now, instead of just enrolling. She's her right-hand woman. Why? Because it would make more sense for the king to spill his secrets with an apprentice he is known for a while than just a total rando that just appeared and you immediately spill your morally ambiguous plans too. Which, speaking of, the king. He was conceptualized as vain and presumptuous, but I don't think vain fits, in my opinion. Because, okay, Magnifico made the whole kingdom to ensure the people that live there are safe, because of his tragic backstory where his village was destroyed, ? It's not made very clear by who or why in the movie, but what do you want me to say? So my version of the king will be presumptuous, yes, but also very cautious. He's a mysterious man, he means business. And while he is a good king, he is willing to go to extreme actions to ensure the safety of his people. So here goes the pitch. Let's tally up. Asha has been the king's apprentice for years, and is the one who will earn the title of second in command in just a few days. Asha, in a moment of vulnerability, asks for the first time ever a favor to the king, to which he agrees. She's his right-hand woman after all. She asks for him to grant her grandpa Sabino's wish. The king agrees and they go search for it. And when they find it, the king watches over his wish and dismisses it. He goes back on his word and Asha asks why. The king, in an act of trust, tells him his secret, that he will not grant the wishes because they might tip the power balance of the kingdom, which may start problems. The king tells Asha that her grandpa's wish was to inspire the youth, and that might be dangerous. And while Asha disagrees, she accepts it. He is the one that knows the wishes best after all. Sometime later, the ceremony of her being the second in command ends. And in her free time, she goes to her tree, where she has some time to think. She feels like she failed her grandfather, yet the king was always right. And so she wishes upon a star for guidance on what to do, what to think. Some moments pass, and a singular star gets even brighter by the second. It seems to be getting closer, and so Asha hides in panic. A playful Starboy descends and introduces himself as the guy she asked for. After the initial shock and confusion, they start chatting about the king. She tells him about the wishes, that he takes them but will not grant them. Starboy, in confusion, asks why he won't give them back. Asha just dejectedly says that it's for the balance and safety of the kingdom. The use of wishes could be unpredictable. Starboy then explains that the only wishes that can be granted with magic are the ones from pure hearts, so that reason doesn't really make sense. That is very strange. Maybe the king didn't know? Cut to the king, who sees that magical beam of light arrive to the kingdom of Rosas. It couldn't be. That power was even greater than his. He could feel it. This was a threat to his power, his authority. He stayed calm though. He was more clever than anyone after all. Sometime later, Asha arrives with a human disguised Starboy, ecstatic to tell her mentor that all the wishes could in fact be granted, though he already knew. The king does not like Asha's companion or the insubordination. He's the only one who can grant wishes here, and so he calls them traitors, and off to the dungeons they go. Starboy, playful as always, just breaks free, while Asha is in conflict. The king wasn't granted pure-hearted wishes by will? Was the king just doing this for power? Had she just been fed lies? Starboy senses her distress and encourages her to follow her heart. And so she does. They break free, and after a few planning, they rescue the wishes by giving them back to their owners. I know that I just ended it abruptly there, but the script is getting way too long, and the final battle is the most predictable part of the Disney formula. The only thing I would do is reverse the roles of the hero and the damsel of distress, Asha being the hero and Starboy being the starboy in distress. Why would I do that? Disney likes being woke, that's why. This was more of an exercise to adapt the story to be less corporate, but at the same time something that Disney might, and I say that with a lot of grains of salt, put into production. Still, I may be very far off, but what can I say? I like my stories with a bit of heart at least. Personally, I would have written it very differently, to be honest. Which, by the way, let me know if you'd like me to take a crack at it with my own writing style. I do have some ideas and it seems very fun, so yeah, let me know. But what do you think? Did I did it justice? Did I make it worse? Pop it in the comments. I am completely open about discussion on my pitch, but I would love to hear yours as well. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed my take on Wish. And as always, I have been Akari-san. Keep drawing and stay rad. See you in the next one. Bye bye!